it's time to do what everybody loves to do, and that's just start playing with wiring. I want to sort the headlights out, just not the headlights, so I want to sort the handlebars out just as a start, so I can sort of knock that one over and get it done. So what I've done, I've got two handlebars. The first one is okay. The second one sort of bent out of shape. This is bent and it's sort of twisted. See, that one's up different angle than that one. That one's going up. So that handlebar's not so good. The other one's okay. The wires run inside the handlebars, but I've tried sort of moving and sliding this where it goes in and see if there's just no movement. I think maybe when this was new and supple, the wires would have run up and down, but I don't like my chances of being able to pull one out and put a new one in, so I've got a few issues with that, and both of them are broken, so I've got to sort through that. I've got two bags here. That's a 6 volt, that's a 12 volt. The 12 volt I think is the late model 12 volt one. I'm sure there's parts that are the same. I've got two manuals to work out wiring diagrams to see what they have to say, to see if they're the same as the other ones, and I'll ohms meter chase each one of those down, see where they go. This one's got broken aspects to it. This one seems to be okay. Most of them I've got here have got the where the brake lever goes is sort of broken off, so I've got to cross wire those. But I've got so many different styles. Like this one here, you see it's got that ridge through there. This one doesn't, it's smooth, so that's a different model. Then I've got this other model here that goes with this one. It's slightly smaller. Like, see, that has that double sort of ridge there. This one only has a single one. So within all that, there's variations of the different models I have. So I may well have to unpick the insides and swap outsides around. Either way, I don't need that. That has to be cut off if I don't have one that's already been smashed off, because then I have to make the master cylinder work for the brakes. So that's got to work. I've also got to figure out the throttle, if I've got enough throw on the throttle for putting a 28mm carburetor on there. So I've got to work that out. So there's a lot of wiring, chasing. I have to then clean it all and just make sure everything works and get it all up to scratch. So it's going to just be a lot of playing around. I don't mind wiring, but it's one of those grey areas. I hope it all works out. As far as changing over the switch block, I pulled the switch block down and looked at the things there, and there's a black and white and a white one there, and I don't like how they run like that. It's not taking it to earth, so I don't know. It's a bit different setup than what the CDI system uses, so I figured I'll just rip the whole thing out, and I really don't like the idea of that because it's quite tight in here. So what I got a bit of wire and screwed it around here and locked it off, and then just pulled the whole thing out. So I've pretty well got it out now. So what I'll do I'll get a drift or something and bend that edge up so it feeds in better. You see how it's curled down like that, and that's going to make a harsh, sharp edge there to not want to flow. So I'll bend that up and curl it and file it, or do something. And there's within this end here, see that's bent in as well. I'll file like this. Try not to get the indicator wire, and I'll try and take the sharp edge off the inside of that as well. So when I load it up again and pull the wire back, it won't try and snag so much, because I really don't like the idea. But anyway, that's what I'll do. And I have now I've lost it. I have at the bottom of one, which I'm going to use, which is broken, so I have to cut that off. I have to cut that off along that line there. I'll just cut that off along here. Oh, that's the screw for holding on, so I have to cut it off around like that. And this side I'll cut it along here, smoothen that up, and get rid of all this, because that's where the new master cylinder is going to go, and the brake lever. So, and I have a new one I'm going to use, or it's not a new one, it's just one I've collected somewhere along the line. So, and I've got to feed that one in, which has the wrong wires, of course, that I'm after, but I'll deal with it. And it's been down the road, but that's pretty well what posties do on its head somehow. But anyway, it's been down the road. Give it character. So I'll do a little video of me trying to feed this in, but it's not going to be fun. It's got it up, it's got it like it's flush now, it's not bent in. Pull it. This is how I'm going to try and pull it through. The wire for the switch block has seven wires coming out of it. Some I've bent right back like this, some I've just bent at a halfway mark, and some I've kept at the end. And the whole idea is trying to make it even in thickness so there's no one big lump. So that one's bent over completely, some are just bent over halfway here and go back. And I've got a wire that comes down, hooks around, and then wraps a bit, and then I've taped the whole lot up. So that, hopefully I can now feed through there, up through there, and out here. And I'm going to use my pulling wire. See, that bunches up. Feed, pull, now I've got to this end. Come on. Okay. That's not a problem now. It's coming out of here. It's a problem. Out you come. Don't be shy. It, you can do it. All right. Hey! That's it. I think that is largely beaten. Feed it in, pull it out. That's it. Feed it in, pull it out. Feed it in. Now I'll start to get that set up for here. That will be, that'll be like that. So feed it in like that and pull it out. That's it anyway, that's largely done. Just to recap what I've done, I've replaced this switch block because mine, the previous one on this handlebars, which is my straight handlebars, had been smashed as is this one, but worse, and it broke here off where the thread goes through for the screw to hold in place. So it was useless, plus it was an old points one. This is a CDI one. The points ones don't run a green wire, green is earth. The points ones run a power wire and then a black and white wire. So points one run power to let the points work, where the CDI just earths it out. So it's a slightly different configuration. So CDI one, anyway, it's broken, and here is my master cylinder now. That has to come up like that, and it'll fit then. But I have to take that away. I have to cut that out and make it look neat, so that the master cylinder can work over there like a conventional one. Also, remember I said I wanted to check to see if this had enough throw for the carburetor. So there's my carburetor there, and I turn it all the way through, no problems. So I didn't have any problems, and I've read people saying, oh, I got to put new cables, whatever, but that's the standard Honda cable. I still have full adjustment there, more adjustment there, and I have more adjustment there, but I don't need anything. So I will talk about that carburetor. I'm really into carburetors, and I really look forward to tuning the carburetor to what the motor needs, and I think that'll do it. I chose a 28mm, but maybe a 26 would have done. But I knowing this style, it would have meant bigger in the bore then the step to the inlet manifold probably would have been different and upset flow. So I'd rather have an even step than. Anyway, there's compromises everywhere. Smaller carb works better down low, bigger carb up top. Who knows what a blower wants? So I have to tune that carby to it, and I'll talk more about it later. So at this stage, everything looks good. I'll take that back off again, cut it down. You'll see that, and then that's pretty well got it sorted out. As far as the wiring goes, I'm kind of a bit of a mess. I've got half of it there. I've got another half over there, and I'll talk about that later as well. I have some of my friends that watch this say that I don't have a big enough hammer, and I disagree with that. You know, I think I do, and I like to calibrate the hammer and make sure I hit it in the right spot, because this is a one-time only hit. Okay, so I've got that, and I've also got some big tools. You know, you'd have to say one thing I've got is a big tool. That's done the job, neaten it up. Now the brake lever can go down there. That'll do the job. It just looks like a normal master cylinder. Too bad it's black, or rather silver. I might see how it goes, paint strip of that off, but that has all the normal movement range that you'd expect. Mirror still goes there, so it's all good.